Hey guys, welcome back to Women Living Well. This is Sharice, and I'm here with a quick little message for y'all. And I don't know what I'm going to title it yet, but maybe be prepared to lose everything. And what I mean by that is when you're trying to manifest a specific type of lifestyle or a specific lifestyle, you have to be prepared to lose everybody and everything. And honestly, that's really what keeps a lot of people from moving forward. And what I mean by losing everybody is you have to be prepared for the jealousy. You have to be prepared for the judgment. You have to be prepared for people feeling intimidated by you. What do I mean, people? What I mean, everything. Your best friends may become threatened by what you're trying to create in your life. Your peers, your coworkers, they may become threatened by the type of lifestyle that you desire to live. Your family members, sometimes even your own siblings, your own parents, may become triggered by what you're trying to do in life. Anytime you're trying to do something big, you trigger people who are happy with status quo. It makes them start feeling like, why haven't I thought of that? Why don't I desire that? Why is it that you want that? She wants to do this, but I've never even thought about doing that. And so people become threatened by your ability to think big and dream big. And it'll start turning into shade. It'll start turning into you're not getting the hangout calls anymore because you're focused on doing whatever it is that you're trying to bring into your life. You're focused on trying to be great. And so now people will try to knock you down in size by all of a sudden not inviting you to, hang out or do different things when the rest of the group is going to do it. For instance, I think I told you guys that when I got pregnant, that I was the first in my friend group. Actually, I was the first of my circle of friends. And I had a specific group of friends that I've been friends with since middle school, and others high school, and some I kind of, maybe start hanging out with, but all still within the same time frame of teens and late 20s. So long-term friends. And I start realizing, let me say this, I was the first to get pregnant. I was the first to get married. And it seemed like no matter what milestone I hit, so when I got pregnant with my daughter, I no longer got the hangout calls. And I chopped that up to, you know what, that's fine. I'm a mom, so I'm not going to be hanging out getting drunk and going out looking for guys, whatever, what have you. But I started noticing that once I started getting to the next level, when I got, my first apartment, or when I manifested a new job, when I was having celebratory things, those friends didn't come around to support me. When they needed something, when they needed an ear, someone to talk to, someone to vent to, I was the person they called. When they needed good advice, then they wanted to talk to me or hang out. But when it came time to have fun, to party, spa days, girls' nights, I wasn't included in those things. So I kind of chopped it up. I was young. I let it go. But I noticed that, like, when I was the first one to get married, and I'm actually younger than everybody in my friend group. And when it was time for me to get married, these are my best friends. My bridal shower, everybody was busy. Odd. When it came time for the wedding, of those like 4 best friends, none of them came to my wedding. Now, if I was a weaker person, I would, crumble and cry. I kept it going. I knew they had no problem with me when I was the party girl. They had no problem with me when I was the one who was always in, a toxic relationship, when I was the one who was always in some trouble, or when they wanted to go pool guys, I was the perfect friend. And all my friends, are good looking ladies, good looking women. But I noticed that when I start bettering myself, when I start wanting more, when I start focusing on just growing as a woman and as a person, when I started to say I wanted to manifest something and then it would come into my life, there was never a celebrate. No one ever wanted to come celebrate. When I would call and like, oh, hey, da, 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 I didn't get, any hearts or anything like that. But when they would get these things, I was their main friend. I was their cheerleader. When they wanted to go, get a new car, get it, girl, do it. You should try it, blah, 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 blah. I was always that friend, but I never got those things back. Even family members who will remain nameless, when you start going up, or people will be happy to see you get to a certain point. But when you exceed what everyone else has done, then the rumors start. Well, what's she really doing? What's really going on? How are they doing that? Especially when you were the one who was considered the troublemaker, or the one who probably, or the one who was always in something, who needed somebody to come rescue them. When people see you down and then they see you shoot all the way up, and then not only go up but surpass them, you have to be willing to lose some people. A lot of people only like you when you are in your worst time of life. They're only your friend when you're not a threat to them. But once you get to the point where you're elevating, you're going up, and the things you desire is actually showing up, you're not as cool to be around anymore. Why? Somebody could argue and say, oh, you're stuck up, or oh. But really, that's never the case. Because honestly, and I can say this, once you start attaining the goals that you set out to attain, once you get them, honestly, you work so hard to get them that by the time it manifests in your life, you feel like, I deserve to get this. It's not like wow, you work so hard for it, it's not even a big deal. Seriously. The thing that you wanted so much all your life, once you get it, it's not a big deal. Anybody will tell you that. Once you work so hard to become a millionaire and you get there, most say that they don't even realize the point where they hit the $1 million, hit the million dollar earning mark, because you've been doing so much. You're so busy to get to that point. So it's not like, oh, I'm just being stuck up, or you don't even care most of the time. Honestly. But the more I realized that, I was like, wow, it's crazy. And I try to bring everybody with me. I'm always, literally, I'll have vision board parties at my house every year. I do this with my family every year. That's something. So I felt like, you know what? I'm going to start showing people like how I do what I do. So they can't, because when I tell them, they're like, yeah, right, it has to be something else. All right. So I have vision board parties, and I try to impart into the people that I love or people that are my family members, whoever, and I have a small circle, but I still will invite them, have it up. The ones who show up, they still don't think that's what you have to be ready to lose people. As much as I love so many certain people around me, I still love them, and I'm still there for them. Now, I'm not going to say everybody in my life does for it. There's plenty of people who support me. They cheer me on just like I cheer them on. They support me just like I support them. But I just noticed that a lot of them will fall off. And I only allow most people to get a certain area, and I cut them off. But I'll follow up with them later on. I may, run into them years down the line. And I always see, like, it's almost weird, like they hope I fell off at some point. It's weird. I see that. I'll notice, like, they're like, oh, so you still, how's your business doing? Great, actually. Oh, okay. It's so weird. And I'm like, dang, did you not want me to say great? Like, yeah, I pick up on that. I pick up on it. And so, so I was like, well, let's exchange numbers and, catch up. Okay. And I'm always the one, I'll reach out. Hey, you want to catch up still? Oh, yeah, I'm just busy, but definitely it's coming. So most people will not allow you, if they had anything to do with it, you would stay just as small as you are. But that's them. So I've talked enough about them. For you, you have to be willing to be by yourself. There's a terminology, it's lonely at the top. That's for a reason. Seriously, you have to be okay with triggering people. For a long time, I suffered with not wanting to trigger people by being fully me. I had to let that go. Because no matter what, you're always going to trigger somebody. No matter what you're doing. Whether you dumb down, they're going to have something to say about you. Or if you allow yourself to shine bright, they're going to have something to say about you. You can't please everybody. So if you're a people pleaser and you want to be married, you want to be wealthy, you want to have your best body, your best life, you got to be willing to let people go. You can't be a people pleaser and still live your best life, because somebody ain't gonna like it. So I really want whoever's listening today to ask yourself, are you playing small? Are you dumbing yourself down? Are you not putting in the work? Are you self-sabotaging because you don't want to make people around you uncomfortable? Think about that. Okay? You can't only grow in the container that you're in right now for so long. Like a baby. That baby cannot stay in the mother's womb past a certain amount of time before it gets too big. And the baby knows when it's time, it's time. I'm coming out one way or the other. The baby is programmed to grow. You are programmed to grow. But you have to allow yourself to break out of your hometown, your current job, your current friend group, your familiar relationships, whatever title tag you've put on yourself. You got to let yourself break out of that. You were programmed to grow. That's what I'm calling this video. You are programmed to grow. But you also have to allow it. Get yourself out of the container of whatever it is. Get comfortable with losing some things. Get comfortable with losing some people. Because guess what? Even though I lost those friends, those fake friends who couldn't celebrate me, but wanted me to celebrate them, for all those fake friends, I've gained business associates, which is really all I need. Women who are on my level, who have the same mindset that I have. Most of them have their own families and their own businesses, and we can all get together. We're not threatened by one another. When one wants to go bigger, I'm inspired. If you're a millionaire, I want to be a millionaire too. I love that. I have a millionaire now in my circle. Let's work together, or let's do this. But if you are, and that's another thing, if you're triggered by other people, you got to work on that too. But for every fake friend I've lost, I've gained other women who are already on my level or above me, and they're where I'm trying to get to. But if you're a person, you care about what everybody thinks, you can't see yourself without your friends, you can't see yourself leaving your hometown if you need to, you got to think about that. Okay? I'm not going to talk y'all's head off. I just really wanted to get that out. Just get comfortable with growth. Get comfortable with growing out of where you currently are. Get comfortable with leaving people behind. All right? I love you guys. See you later. I'll be back with another video. Bye.